Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the California Center in Shanghai, a new initiative in Chinese-California trade relations. My guest this segment is Edward Chu, who is the California Center in Shanghai, and you're based in Shanghai. Thank you very much for being here with us. So tell us about what's going on in China now that makes them want to look to California to sort of help improve their quality of life.
China is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of challenges today in the urban city as well as in the rural areas. Urban cities, you see food safety is a major issue today. And where I see the California Center, California growers, California ag and food suppliers can find a very good home. China is the market for the people here. On the other side is the rural side is going through a major change. That major change calls for a reform to look at the three rural issues. Peasants in China, they are all individual small-scale farming peasants. Agriculture is way behind, is about 100 years behind of California, and then the declining villages. China needs to do a reform in the way that China can have a new future. And where I see California is having a very good place in China to help China to do this reform.
So you're looking for California organizations to help with goods, for example, agricultural goods or technology or whatever,
right.
But you're also looking for expertise.
A lot of expertise on education, on medical, on technologies to come to China to help China to do this reform. And this is talking about 56 trillion RMB of a growth in the next 10 years. If you take 10% of that into it, you look at China will be able to have incremental 10% of a GDP growth in the next 10 years every year. Mm-hmm. Disregarding the 7.5% we call it very low growth today in China.
This California Center in Shanghai is in what's called a free trade zone. Explain that very briefly.
Free trade zone is a portal, and Shanghai government is setting it up in the way to facilitate the cross-border trade. So then this free trade zone will be able to have a lot of easiness doing business with China because the process is cut down to very small minimal, and for example, the duty can be paid after the deal is done with the consumers. Mm-hmm. And before, you have to pay the duty at the first place, so a lot of capital cost is related. Mm-hmm. So this trade zone, the new trade zone, makes a lot of sense for a larger scale of business to happen.
I know you're working with an entrepreneur here in California to try to gin up interest in California companies to help you.
Right.
What are you doing? Are you doing some outreach also?
I'm working with my partner here. Her name is called Margaret Wang in California, because I'm looking at her to reach out all the suppliers and companies that are interested to come to China, looking at 300 million of the middle class people now today. Mm-hmm. Total together in China, there are about 650 million people has got mobile phones. So we're looking at this mobile internet is a facility to help us to do e-commerce in China. So what we are doing in China, we're going to do e-commerce, to use the e-commerce to help California companies to sell their product in China. And we are going to hold their hands in China in order to create value for them and get a success.
Well, we're out of time for this segment, but it's a fascinating subject, and it looks like it's a great initiative both for China but also for California.
Sure.
And best of luck moving forward with this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. Have a great day.